Where is my hat? I don't know where my hats are.
Why, what are you doing?
I got Vicky. It's Thursday. Brady, I need this one.
Excuse me,
Brady, I need this one.
this bag is taking you down to a Minecraft mode.
Hi, 1 second.
This theater decided to do something a little irritating. The movie will approach you being on a chicken box scene.
Yeah, I'm just saying, that's what I have to do. Crazy to them.
One minute, Vicky. I just gotta grab something. Okay. Okay. Sorry. All right. Can you hear me? I don't think she can. Can you hear me? Okay, I can't hear you. 1 second. I gotta fix something. I'm gonna do this too. We'll see here. Wait, it's working.
Now can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I had you on mute. Give me a minute.
Okay.
You don't have to lean forward.
There we go. Ugh.
Goes.
Cute title to the session.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah.
I know, I'm cute.
Only to your wife, my dear.
You know, that makes one.
You ain't right. How are you doing today?
And blew off the thing last night. He said something urgent came up. I mean, to reschedule.
If something urgent came up for Ken, I would believe that. And you know yourself, you told me that he was serious about it when he talked to you. So give him one.
I'll wait to hear from him. Not in a rush. I finished the chapter I was working on. And
Scott.
James and yeah. See, I put them together. I called it James and the Giant Screech. You remember because he got in the car accident, you know what I mean? So screech of tires. There was a book called James and the Giant Peach. That's why I called it that.
Oh, I know that book well.
The James and the Giant Screech, because you know, obviously, he probably screeched his tires when he went off the road.
Oh.
But
anybody who can get a DUI on a horse and a bike, I mean, really?
That's in there. I put all that in there. So I kind of mixed the chapters because you kind of said the timeline kind of worked out because
I'm listening.
Because you told me, James was living with you, and then Scott came and he got the information from James because James had been living with you where your store was located. So that kind of tied them together, and that's how I did it, segued it. And I kind of
Right.
told both of their stories within the one chapter and wrapped it up all together. And I think the next thing I want to go into is, obviously I'm going to go into your dad taking from watching James do what he did to you to doing it himself. But then segue that into your runaways. You going cross country and into those stories. And then
Right.
at some point, I got to talk about the bright spots of your childhood, and go into your
Grandma and grandpa.
grandma and grandpa, and I want to go over that, what summers look like with them, and things like that. That's the stuff I want to talk about tonight for a little
Oh,
bit.
I got a good one on that.
Well, write it down. Make a note right now.
Just tell me what to do.
As to what that is, so we don't forget it when we come back to that.
Yeah,
'Cause-
I know.
Because first I got to kick your ass in yoga today, and we're going to do some standing.
No, you're not gonna kick my ass today. I'm gonna sit on it. Grandma and the lawnmower. Let's see, where's a pen? I know I got a pen somewhere. There we go.
Haven't had any falls or any injuries since I last saw you, correct?
No.
Oh, good. That means we can do a little bit of standing today.
Yes, I'm hurt. Oh God, it hurts.
that clip was so friggin' funny.
Oh. Yeah, what did Judy had to have been rolling in the aisles?
She goes, did she do what I just think she did? That's what she said. And I'm like, I go, she did exactly what you think she did, and she gave me permission to share it with you. She goes, oh, that was funny.
That's good.
Yeah.
I did it when you weren't in the room, and I forgot that the fucking recorder was on. So I'm busted either way.
Yeah, it was good. It was funny. And what was this? Oh yeah, Judy gave me Patricia's address to send that out. I'm just not sure whether or not she'll sign the prints or not yet, or is she gonna make me pay or something for it or not?
All right. Well,
Right.
did she put you in touch with Leilani?
I started talking to her a little bit ago, but she's kind of like she's touch and go with responding. So
Right.
but I'm afraid to just ask her outright if she'll sign them or what she wants. I'm just I don't know her that well yet. You know what I mean?
Well,
I asked Judy last night. I said, well, if you can find out about signing the prints, if she wants a little money up front or what she wants to do, or she wants me to wait and to sell them, and then I can give her money as I go. I think I'm gonna have good luck once I start going to flea markets in the winter. I think that's where I'll sell them.
right. Well, you sold a couple online too, haven't you?
Not many yet, so I'm hoping. A ton of people are looking at them, then I get a ton of inquiries on yours, but nobody's bit yet. So there's like 7,000 plus people have looked at your listing.
Are you kidding?
I'm not.
Wow.
Nobody's bought it yet, which is weird. So I don't know. We'll just keep sharing them. Eventually, people will buy them.
Right now, people have just got. Let me get back into my business frame of mind. I used to close my shop for 2 weeks. The last week of August and the first week in September. Because everybody was paying for school supplies, buying clothes for the kids, the whole 9 yards. And then my best selling time was from about October to March. and it leveled out from March to the last week in August. Because right now, I mean, think about it. Your kids started school already, right?
Everybody's broke, basically.
Yeah, basically. If you got kids right now, you're eating hamburger helper just to get by.
Yeah, it's kind of dark in here. Can you see me or no? I might have to move.
I
think
can't
it-
see you.
Yeah, it's dark. It's dark in here. I need to do it in here. It's too dark in here. Huh? You took the lamp. Oh, yeah, I could take the lampshade off. Let me see how it goes with the lampshade off. That's
Yeah,
sometimes.
I mean, if you can see me, I can see you, well enough to know what's going on. It's not that dark.
Oh, I know, but I did see post about Magnum TA's toy again today. People are pissed about that. But Abby had a toy that I bought a while ago. It was supposed to come out this month, and that hasn't come out either.
Are you talking about the one from Power Town?
Yeah, I guess that's the one he did. The one that I bought from the Abby's was coming out was from Zombie Sailor. Yeah, yeah. There we go. Good here? Yeah, we're good. You can see me for sure. All right. I just hate the level of this table. I wish it were different. All right. All right, Vicky. I'm going to stand behind our chair.
Ah!
That's right. That was a beautiful noise. Not as beautiful as the one you did when I was getting my earbuds, though. All right. Gonna reach out. We're gonna grab the ball and nail the ball up in the touchdown. Drop our hands down. Turn our palms down. Come thumb to thumb, index finger to index finger, in a diamond cutter. Pulling those pinkies wide like we're going through clay. Take it on back. Make it rain. Exhale, arms out to a T. Clench those fists. Get native strong. Inhale, shoulders back, chest out. Aho.
Aho!
All right. Same thing. Feet hip distance. Grip the toes. Tuck your tailbone. Now, flex your quads. Give them a little hit. Make sure they're nice and tight. Flex your glutes. Hit them. Make sure they're nice and tight. Reach out. Grab the ball.
Hang on.
Oh, boy.
I'm sorry.
That's Game of Thrones. I know that.
Hey, let me call you back. I'm in the middle of training. I'll call you back in about an hour, okay? Bye. One of my kids, I'm sorry. All right, where are we at?
Kids, you have more than one?
Adopted kids.
Okay, so we're flex the quads, we flex the glutes. We're going to reach out, grab the ball. Inhale the ball up in the touchdown. Actually, we're going to drop our left hand and scrape our right. Deep breath. Get a little deeper. Take it on up. Exhale, drop the right, scrape the left. Get it a little deeper.
Ow!
Exhale, drop your hands down. Come thumb to thumb, index finger to index finger in a diamond cutter. Pulling those pinkies wide like we're going through clay. Take it on up. Make it rain. Exhale, arms out to a T. Clench those fists. Get native strong. Inhale. Shoulders back.
Oh!
Yeah, there you go. You were quick on that one. All right. Okay, so I'm going to put this sideways real quick. Okay. So we're going to get our chair next to ourselves. So we'll start on that right side, okay? So put
All right.
that front chair leg in between your foot, okay? Halfway.
Okay.
All right, we're going to reach out, grab the ball. Can you see me? Not really. I'm going to come up a little bit. Just, you got to kind of see where I'm at. We're going to come up in a touchdown. We're going to exhale, bring our forearms to our knees. We're going to huddle up, okay? Inhale, we're going to put our hands on our knees. and come into bent-legged bar back. So our hands are on our knees. We're putting our weight into our hands here. Okay, you're gonna pull your shoulder blades together. You're gonna pull your belly button to the ground. That's gonna point your tailbone to the sky. And you keep your eyes on the floor. If you can, or if you need to see me, you have to see me. But you'll kind of jack your neck up if you don't. Now, if you're feeling a little unstable, you can take that right hand and put it on the chair too. We're gonna take a deep breath, and on the exhale, we're gonna run our hands down the back of our calves. Now, like I said, you can have that right hand on the chair to kind of give you that extra support if you need to. Find a spot that feels uncomfortable but doesn't hurt on the back of your legs. Grab a hold and try and put your head between your legs. I know. This is the real deal. Put your hands back on your knees.
Ooh.
Or you can have one hand, right hand on the chair, left hand on that knee. Deep breath.
I'm doing it without support right now.
Oh, good. Then I'm going to do it without support. Exhale one more time. Run your hands down the back of your calves. Grab a hold of that spot. Pull your head between your legs. Back on those knees. Now we're going to exhale. We're going to straighten those legs. Okay. We're going to come into what's called stiff-legged bar back. Okay. So our hands are still on our knees. Weight still in our hands here. Keeping that back flat. Eyes on the ground. Exhale. Run your hands down the back of your calves. And then go ahead, let go and hang those hands. Different here, we haven't done yet. If you can, grab your elbows. You grab your elbows. See if you can do that. You doing it?
No, I'm
All right, don't push it. Okay.
Do it again. Do the last move again. I wasn't watching.
Hands down, then you hang your hands, okay?
Right.
Once you're hanging them, try and grab your elbows.
Okay.
And if you've got that, bring your biceps to your ears. So you're just moving your arms forward to get your biceps aligned with your ears.
Okay.
Okay. And if you want, yeah, that's a good hamstring stretch, right? Deep breath. Exhale, drop your hands down. Now we're going to roll up one vertebrae at a time and come to a standing position. Bring it up into touchdown. Listen, this is a regular workout with the chair next to you. Exhale, drop your hands down, thumb to thumb, index finger to index finger in a diamond cutter. Pulling those pinkies wide like you're going through clay. Take it on back, make it rain. Exhale, arms out to a T. Clench those fists. Get native strong. Inhale, shoulders back, chest out. Aho.
Aho.
Okay, where you didn't use support, we don't have to go to the other side on that.
All right.
If you did use the chair.
Give me a second.
Yeah, we have to sit anyway for this next section, so I am going to give you a second to get in your chair.
All right.
Perfect. Okay. All right. So. Now this section we did the other day in our seated workout, but this is what we do. Transition eventually, just so you can see it. We get rid of the chair. We come up, we come down, and then we're going to go down into a cat. Actually, reach out, grab the ball. We're going to huddle up. Okay. And then we come up here. So this is the regular. When we're doing a regular, we're standing, reaching down, and pulling through.
Right.
That's eventually where we want to get to. We're just doing it in a chair here. And eventually, the second half of it would be in a catcher squat where you're going from here to the floor. You're really close to getting to that point. I really think that you're going to get there within a couple months. But we'll see how you feel. And as long as you don't take any more bumps from the ground. All right. All right, so we're going to reach out. We're going to spread our knees apart. We're going to reach out, grab the ball.
My last Sprite.
Once in a while, it's okay.
All right, now reach out and grab the ball.
Inhale that ball up into touchdown. Exhale, forearms to your knees. Huddle up. On your knees. We're going to bring that left forearm to the sky. We're gonna exhale, reach it down, and then we're gonna pull it through to that right hand side. Deep breath. Exhale, try and get a little deeper. Hands on your knees, shoulders over hips. You got this. Right forearm to the sky. Exhale, reach it on down, pull it through that left hand side. Hands on your knees, shoulders over hips. One more time, left forearm to the sky. Exhale, reach it on down, pull it through. Inhale, take it on up. Exhale, reach it on down, pull it through. Inhale, take it up. All right, now we're going to do that thing where we're trying to reach our forearm to the ground. So we're going to bring that left forearm to the sky. Exhale, we're going to reach it on down, get as close as we can to the ground. You're doing pretty good, Vicky. Get on up. We're going to go for it again. Second time will be deeper. Right forearm to the sky. Exhale, reach it on down towards the ground. My forearm to the ground from here. So this is going to happen when we get in that catcher squat. I think you're going to get it easy because you're pretty damn close where you're at. Fist to hand. I think you're going to be surprised. One more time. Left forearm to the sky. Exhale, reach it on down to the ground. Ability is pretty good, surprisingly. And one more time, take it on up. Right forearm in the sky. Exhale, reach it on down. Okay, 3-second squat here. Okay, fist to hand. So I know you can do it. Deep breath. We stand it up for 3, 2. Exhale, lower for 3, 2. Left forearm to the sky. We're going to do it again. Reach it on down to the ground. This is a regular workout, Vicky. This is what we do. Inhale. Fist to hand. Sky. Exhale, reach it on down to the ground. And, okay, second 3-second squat. Deep breath. Exhale, stand it up for 3, 2. Deep breath.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Exhale, lower for 3, 2. Inhale. Left forearm to the sky. Down to the ground. Exhale, reach it on down to the ground. Okay, last 3-second squat here. We're just going to stand it up this time, okay? Deep breath. Stand up for 3, 2, 3. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, drop it down, thumb to thumb, fist to hand. Inhale. Exhale, diamond cutter, push it out. Hit it. Okay. I want to try something we haven't tried yet.
Oh, goody gumdrops.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do assisted push-ups here. See if we can do this. Okay, we're going to do it with the back of our chair. Okay? So,
All right.
you can start it. This is probably the best way to do it. Okay, so we're going to start with
All
our
right,
right.
move the chair forward.
Okay, so I'm going to
so
show you.
I can see what you're doing because I can't see back behind you.
I'm changing it right now. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So how I'm going to do it is I'm going to have my left foot and have it to the inside of that chair leg, okay?
Okay.
The outside of that left foot's going to be pushing against that chair leg about halfway, okay? That's going to give me a little
On
bit
the
of stability
inside or the outside? Because I can't
On-
see.
on the inside. So I'll show you here like this,
Okay,
okay?
that's the way I got it.
Okay? All right.
Yep.
Okay, and my right foot is going to be back,
Uh-huh.
okay? And my toes are going to be curled. This is going to give me a good. So what we're going to do is we're just going to lower down into a push-up with control. So we're going to lower down for 3, 2, 1. Now we're not going to rest on the back of that chair. We're going to
Okay.
hold off it a little bit for 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to push back up for 3, 2, 1. Now if that's easy, I want to know because then we're going to put both feet back, okay? So, but let's start
do it.
here.
Let's do it one more time. This way. All right, both
Top
feet
of the
back.
chair. Okay. Okay, both
Both
feet back.
back.
Okay. So now we're going to lower down for 3, 2, 1. Now hold off the top of that chair for 3, 2, 1. Then we push up with control for 3, 2, 1.
That's a nice burn.
Good. All right, do you think you got one more in you?
Yep.
Okay. So
I
we're
don't.
gonna
We'll know, won't we?
we're gonna lower with control. These are called isometric push-ups, okay, or DDPY push-ups. They're really isometric push-ups, okay?
I know what they are.
We're gonna lower for 3, 2, 1. Now you hold your chest off the top of that chair for 3, 2, 1. Then we're gonna push up with control for 3,
Oh,
2, 1. How'd that feel?
I got a burn on the backside of my arm. So it must have been right. I must have done it right. All right.
Okay, let's lower for 3, 2, 3. Hold off the chair for 3, 2, 3. Push up with control for 3, 2, 3. Wow, Maisie. You want to show Vicky your hair? Maisie did her hair.
Oh, wow. That looks cool. I like that.
Says that looks cool. She likes that. All right, good job, Vicky. All right, those are the push-ups. Okay, so now we're gonna come around.
Ha.
We're gonna do our lunges. So we're gonna put that chair next to our right foot, front leg. You know, where the seat is.
Got it.
Yep, halfway up the foot. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and reach out, grab the ball. We're gonna inhale that ball up into touchdown. Then we're gonna exhale, forearms to our knees. It's hard with this. I gotta get a wider view. We're gonna huddle up. Inhale, we're gonna get our hands on our knees. We're gonna do that bent-legged bar back position. Now we're gonna take that right hand. We're gonna put it on the seat of that chair. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Deep breath. Let's slide that right foot straight back. Okay. I want you curling those toes on that right foot. That's the most important thing. Okay.
Okay.
You're gonna take a deep breath. We're gonna hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then we're gonna kick off that foot. Bring those feet together. Stand it up. Reach out. Grab the ball. Inhale the ball up into touchdown. Exhale again. Forearms to your knees. Huddle up. It's just getting used to that motion. Inhale. Hands on your knees. Bent-legged bar back. Right hand goes to the seat. Right foot goes straight back. Make sure you're curling those toes and that heel goes to the ceiling. Deep breath. Exhale, count it back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Kick off that back foot. Stand it up. Reach out, grab the ball. Last one. Inhale the ball up into touchdown. Exhale, forearms to your knees, huddle up. Bent legged bar back. Hand goes to the chair. Right hand goes to the chair. Right foot goes straight back. Last one. Count it back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Kick off that back foot. Bring those feet together. Stand it on up. Reach out, grab the ball. Inhale the ball up into touchdown. Exhale, drop your hands down. Come thumb to thumb, index finger to index finger in a diamond cutter. Pulling those pinkies wide like you're going through clay. Take it on back, make it rain. Exhale, arms out to a T. Clench those fists. Get native strong. Inhale, shoulders back, chest out. Ah-ho.
Oh,
I like the sound of that. Did you see Dallas was in the hospital?
no.
Yeah, heart arrhythmia. Part of,
Have they figured out what's causing it yet?
I don't know. It's the second time though, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's that weird diet he's on. Maybe we're gonna find out for that gluten-free, dairy-free, nightshade, all that restrictive shit. You know what I mean?
Nah, your body needs more. I mean, you don't need to eat gluten 3 times a day, but you need the carbs from like bread. I don't get white bread, I get whole wheat.
Okay, so chair goes to our left foot, that front leg in the middle of that left foot. Okay, same thing. Reach out, grab the ball. You're getting used to this now. See, Vicky, you could lead this workout. Inhale the ball up in the touchdown. I just move forward because I want to see it. Forearms on your knees, huddle up. Let me move it up here a little bit. Okay, so hands on your knees, bent-legged bar back. Look at you, champ. Left hand goes to the chair. Left foot goes straight back. Curl those toes. How you curling your toes with those slippers on? Deep breath. All right, fine. I'll believe you. Count it back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kick off that foot. Stand it up. Reach out, grab the ball. Okay. Ball up in the touchdown. Forearms to your knees, huddle up. Inhale, hands on your knees, bent-legged bar back. Look at you, you're getting this. Left hand goes to the chair. Left foot goes straight back. People are going to be like, oh, you're a professional DDP yoga. Deep breath. Count it back from 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Bring it back up. You can grab the ball. What'd you find a bead?
No, there's a bunch of them over there I got to pick up.
Up in the touchdown.
I had a foo bar. I was doing a necklace and I thought I clamp them off with these when I'm building them. And I thought I had one side clamped off and I went to pick it up and beads just went everywhere. All right.
Excuse to get into bent-legged bar back and find them all. Inhale.
Right.
Hands on your knees. Bent-legged bar back. Okay. Left hand goes here. Last one. Left foot goes straight back. Left. Count it back from 5, 4, 3, 2, 3. Kick it on up. Feet together. Reach out. Grab the ball. Inhale the ball up in a touchdown. Exhale. Drop your hands down. Come thumb to thumb. Index finger in a diamond cutter. Pulling those pinkies wide like you're going through clay. Take it on back. Make it rain. Exhale, arms out to a T. Clench those fists. Get native strong. Inhale, shoulders back, chest out. Ah-ho.
Oh.
Okay. Now, last thing. Best thing. We're going to do those knee droppers. Are you ready?
What?
Knee droppers. Got to get used to that. Got to get you back.
What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah. What you talking about, Willis? Yeah, knee droppers.
All right.
Okay, we got 3 each side. Okay? Then we're done. Okay, reach out, grab the ball. You got your foot. Which foot are you using right now? Your left? Yeah, we're still on
Yeah.
our left. Okay, so your left foot, that middle leg is in between in the middle of that foot, right? So we're gonna reach out, grab the ball. Same thing. Inhale the ball up in the touchdown. Exhale, forearms, your knees huddle up.
Ah.
Old hat, getting you moving. You're doing good though. Inhale, hands on your knees, bent legged bar back. Okay, left hand comes to the chair, left foot straight back. I want to see some pro style knee droppers here. You got to curl those toes to do it right. 1 second.
Ah.
Okay, you got this. You got this. Okay, we're going to lower. 3, 2, 1. You got it.
Ah. I gotta come up. Ah.
Your arms. All right.
Right knee. It's all right. I'll get it. All right. Ah. Count.
You got your arm. You got your arms there for a reason. So help with those knee droppers till you don't need it. Right. Okay.
Right.
We're gonna lower for 3, 2,
Ha.
2. You got it. Inhale. Push it on up. There's 2. Good. One more. Lower for 3, 2, 3. Inhale. Take it on up. Okay. See, when you use those arms, that helps. Kick it back together. Feet up. Yep. Reach out, grab the ball. You got it once you did use your arms a little bit. Inhale it on up. Exhale, drop your hands down. Thumb to thumb, index finger to index finger into diamond cutter. Pulling those pinkies wide. Take it on up. Make it rain. Exhale, arms out to a T. Clench those fists. Get native strong. Inhale, shoulders back, chest out. Aho.
Aho.
Chair goes to the other side. And we are all done after this. Okay,
Yeah.
just remember, we have our hand on the chair for a reason. That bends with us. If we got to use our arm strength to help support that knee till we don't, that's what we do, right?
Right.
Okay, that's the whole idea of the chair. It's chair assisted until we can do something like this. We don't need the chair, and we can just drop it down and stand it up. But right now, we still need the chair. So this is where we're
Okay.
moving to. You know what I mean? Then
I
the
got you.
second step, get rid of the chair, put both hands on your knees, and stand up this way, right? And then when we get rid of it, and then we do this. It's all progression. And you'll get there. We just got to build these muscles back up around your knees that you've neglected for all this time. All right. So, right foot, front of the middle of that right chair. You're going to reach out, grab the ball. Inhale the ball up in the touchdown. Exhale, forearms to your knees, huddle up. Inhale, hands on your knees. Bent legged bar back. Okay. Right hand goes to the chair. Right foot goes straight back. Okay. Deep breath. Lower that knee down for 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Lift it on up. Look at that. That was easy. Lower it down
Yeah,
for 3,
right.
2, 2.
Ah.
Listen, Vicky, if you've seen you do it the first time, you would say, hey, lower it down for 3, 2, 3. Sit on up. You got it. Feet together. Standing on up. Reach out, grab the ball. Last diamond cutter of the day. Inhale, take it on up. Exhale, drop your hands down. Come thumb to thumb, index finger to index finger into diamond cutter. Take it back, make it rain. Exhale, arms out to a T. Clench those fists. Get native strong. Inhale, shoulders back, chest out. Aho.
Aho.
Good job.
All
Good
right.
job. I'm proud of that. There might be a knee dropper video coming.
Ah.
I promised not to include the fart clip in it.
Like I said, with all the bloopers we do, we need a blooper reel.
Yeah. Listen, the one thing I will never do is when we're working out is to put something out there that, because we are, it's like you're vulnerable when you work out with somebody. I would never put something out there to make you look bad. That's a big thing
You
for
didn't even. That was unspoken. I already know that. You didn't even have to say it.
It's a respect thing, you know. But
It
for
is.
myself, I'm watching it over and over. I got it on a reel. All right. So what I wanted to ask you about was just your the good moments of your childhood, because we didn't really talk about any of that. So
99% of the good times I had as a child was with my grandmother and grandfather. All right, I saw you. Where are you? Oh well. They were. They would come down to wherever we were at the time. You know, Pomona, Needles, wherever the idiots decided to land, and they would. It was supposed to be like a rotation. You know, I would go, then my brother would go the following summer, so on and so forth. But it seemed like every time I went, or every time they came down, they would see me with a black eye or something like that. And instead of taking the boys, they'd take me again. And I mean, I would go there and it was, you know, more food than I could eat. Grandma kept her canned dill pickles and sauerkraut in the refrigerator and her creamed cucumbers. That was my candy. Believe it or not. I remember one day she walked in, I had went in and got a quart of pickles, took them in the living room with me watching TV while she was, I don't know, she was cleaning the kitchen or something. And I emptied that entire quart of pickles. and she looked at, she said, "You ate every one." I said, "Yep." But she did
cream cucumbers. What's in those?
sour cream, milk, and apple cider vinegar. You can get a recipe for it online. Just go cream.
Make those too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And you know, you don't cut them real thin, but you don't cut them real thick. You know what? I mean, you got to find that space. And I put pepper in mine. And you know, I can poor grandma. I don't know how the hell she put up with me when I was a kid. I really don't. They had got now. I'm 12 or 13. You know, somewhere between 12 and 14. And back then, if you got a riding lawnmower, you know, we're talking 1975, 76. And if you got a riding lawnmower, you paid some chains for it. Well, where we lived, and I say we lived because that was my safe place. Our house was up here. Now, if you went straight down the side of the well, I'd say it was a mountain, but it wasn't. Straight down to the railroad tracks, there was the town of Wishram. Now, if you went straight down, it was about a quarter mile. But when you drove, they had these curves, and it was, you couldn't do any more than 20, 25 because it was a one-lane road, and they had pullouts on it. You know, so somebody could pull out at this was in the good old days when people had respect for each other. You saw a car coming, you had to pull up. You would just pass the pull up, you'd back up into the pull up, and they'd go down. Well, one day I got the wild hair up my tail that I was going to ride Grandma and Grandpa's lawnmower down to Wistram. And I'm just chugging along, man. I'm grinning ear to ear. And all of a sudden I hear honk, 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 Victoria Louise. And she was right behind me. I mean, right dead behind me. She said, "You turn that around, you get your butt back in that yard." And she found one of the places to pull out, or she had, I'm not sure, she may have had to go all the way down and then turn around and come up. But she rode my tail all the way up back to her house. It was things like that. I found out. I went to stay with her when she first moved into assisted living, and we were talking about that. And she said, "And by the way, you owe me about 40 water hoses, because every time I'd turn on the lawnmower and mow the grass, I'd run over a damn." I didn't think about it, but I'd run over the water hose.
Yeah.
And they didn't fuss at me about it. They knew it was an accident. And, things like that. Next door, there was, to our house, there was this, I want to call it a rock house, because they had all these different, stones and all that, crystals and all of that. And he had great big stones that you could put in your yard. But he didn't have a bathroom inside the business. There was an outhouse behind the business. Well, me and one of my little boyfriends snuck into the outhouse, and we were making out. I mean, no clothes off, but we were doing as best we could. And all of a sudden that door jumped open, and I heard Grandpa, "Boy, you need to get back home. Victoria, get back to the house." So I was caught in the outhouse making out.
Now it's like a business that sold like different gems and stuff. Is that what you're saying? Like
It was different gems, but it was also like river rock for building a river rock fireplace.
Oh, okay. Okay, I know what you're talking about. So it's
Yeah,
like
they had all different kinds. I mean, they had one that would probably do, I'd say, quite about the width of my arms straight up, and that would go halfway around it. It just depended. It depended. You went inside. I hung out there a lot. Then we had Marie and Jim. They lived across the street from Grandma's. They ran a motel cafe. And I'd go over there. I'd get bored. I'd go over there, put my tail up on a bar stool. Marie would bring me a Coke, and we'd sit there and talk. And I mean, just talk. Going fishing. Me and Grandma and Granddad went fishing at my place of conception, Horse Thief Lake. And brim were running pretty good. And Granddad caught a fish. And as soon as he got it hooked good, this seagull came down and snatched that fish. Well, it was hooked to Granddad's line. And Granddad's sitting there trying to reel in the damn seagull. And eventually, of course, he had to cut the line because the seagull was not going to land. But that was funny. Me and Grandma laughed about that one. Another time, the railroad had a bounty on groundhogs because they would dig up the tracks and cause train wrecks. And Granddad had taught me how to shoot this 22 rifle, and I was on the passenger side of the truck on the hood, and Granddad was on the driver's side of the truck at the end, at the tailgate. And we saw this big old hole, which is signs of groundhog. We sat there and waited and waited. And sure enough, out come this groundhog. And I shot. And when I shot, I missed him. Gnat's ass hair. But what I did do was when the bullet hit, it threw rocks at the groundhog. And he went in, and about 5 seconds later, he come back out, and he was, bah, 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 bah. I mean, chirping at me. And Granddad said, well, I'm sure glad I don't understand groundhog, because I think you just got cussed out, dear. That's the kind of memories I got with Grandma and Grandpa. I can remember my grandma laying her hands on me one time, and I had it coming. I had kicked her in the stomach, and I kicked her hard. Granddad laid his hands on me one time, and that was the knuckle in the head. I had said, fuck, in his house, and you didn't cuss in his house. He didn't cuss in his house. The worst word that you would hear in that house was when something went wrong and Grandma would go, oh, shit.
Now, why did you kick your grandmother in the stomach?
I don't remember, but I knew. Wait a minute. Sylvia had decided to take one of her 3-week vacations. She'd go up and act crazy, so they'd put her in the psych wards for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And Grandma came down to get us kids, and I didn't want to go because me and Luceros were going into town to the theater. And I was hiding from her. Well, my grandma is about like your Aunt Sue. You can't hide from Grandma. You know,
Mhm.
if I could do something wrong 15 miles away and it'd get home before I did. And anyway, she snatched me by the back of the hair, put me in the car, and when I come in the house, I was loaded for bear. And I was mean. I was being as mean as somebody could be. And she went to bend over me for some reason, and when she did, I've got some strong ass legs. I fully kicked her in the stomach, and I mean hard. I saw it on her face.
Mm-hmm.
And she smacked me with a broom, which I don't blame her. I'd have smacked me with a broom too.
Mm-hmm.
But I still stayed there. That was the only 2 times in my entire childhood and all the time I spent with Grandma and Grandpa that either one of them ever laid a hand on me.
Now your uncle, oh, you get emotional thinking about him.
I miss him.
Yeah, my papa was my best friend too.
Right.
Yeah, there's nothing like your grandparents, really.
How the hell they put up with my shit, I'll never know.
Now your uncle, you said you used to also go to your uncle not Patrick's, your uncle Doug's, and he was like one of your
Yeah,
getaways too.
he was what I thought was a safe house until the last time I was there, and
But what would happen? Like, when would you go to him versus going with? I mean, your grandparents would come get you, so that wasn't really a. So when you went to go somewhere to get away, you would go to his house. Is that?
yeah, and that was in Portland.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that was in. Hang on, trying to get it straight in my head. That was in Portland, where they had all the houseboats at. He had a houseboat,
Okay.
and
How would
like
you get to him?
I did, Chike.
You'd hitchhike.
I, I should have been dead so many times. It
That was
ain't
the
funny.
next thing I wanted to talk about, but we'll kind of go into detail about your uncle Doug. I mean, your uncle, yeah, Doug at some point. Um, but so like when you would go there, like how often did you go to Doug's house? I mean, I guess we should finish this before moving on.
Sometimes I'd go there for the night. Sometimes I'd go there a couple days. He always had a key. Like he was a brakeman on Burlington Northern.
Mm-hmm.
Same company my grandfather worked for as an engineer, and he'd leave a key for me. Um, but the last time that I stayed with him, is the last time that I stayed with him. Uh, he was a pedophile.
Yeah,
Not something I like to remember
yeah,
because that was that 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 was the catalyst that just sent me down a real dark road. And if wrestling hadn't taken me in, I wouldn't be sitting here because I was done.
Mm.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to get emotional.
No, you're my friend. There's no problem being emotional. That's what friend. You're supposed to be able to be vulnerable around your friends, you know.
Yep.
So when you went to go visit him, what kinds of things did you guys do before?
Oh, we didn't do anything.
You just go there
I just go there for for a roof
just to
and
hide?
and a meal.
And the last time you saw him, it's in the book, but he kissed you and then
And then
raped
carried me to the bed, and at that point in time it was like, really? I
you
mean,
too.
the only two males that were blood, that were that I loved that never touched me was my Uncle Dennis and my grandpa. And when Doug did that, it was that broke. It didn't break my heart. It broke my mind. Um, because I was supposed to be safe with him,
Mhm.
you know.
Now,
And
Dennis, you said used to he would molest um your stepsister. Is that correct?
Dennis, yes, Dennis did his time, and Dennis and I talked about it. It was a one-time event. He was stupid. He's not a pedophile.
You went to jail though for that.
He went to jail for that because he did not want. That's where I got. He didn't. That Bill got a plea agreement. Wasn't Bill who took the plea agreement? It was Dennis.
Okay.
Yeah, he he was drunk, and I know this to be fact. Diane she had bobos,
Mm.
big bobos, and she'd run around the house, naked, half naked sometimes. And I don't blame Diane for it because Bill raped her long before that happened, and it's a proven fact. Most people who are raped, especially repeatedly, they go one of two ways. they become either non-sexual or very sexual, you
Over
know,
sexualized. Yeah.
over sexualized.
Mhm.
And Diane walked in there and Dennis screwed her. Dennis raped her. I didn't talk to him for years.
Mhm.
I like I said, I'd been in plenty of situations with him, and he had never laid a hand on me or ever made me feel uncomfortable. Now that broke my heart when he went to prison for that. That broke my heart because Dennis was, you know, he's the last one I would have thought would do that. Dennis and Doug. Um, but he my cousin, his daughter, uh after Bill raped Diane, became over sexualized and she brought it home to the kids.
Mhm.
And I'm not blaming Diane in any way, shape, or form. I feel sorry. I'm sorry that Dennis did that. I really am. Um, but he did his time. He he couldn't get a regular job, of course, when he come out of prison. Because you got to sign on a sex registry. So he became a traveling carny. He did leather goods. He
Mhm.
sold them. He had a truck and a trailer, and he'd go to all the fairs and the bike runs. He went to Sturgis, um, uh, places like that, and he just basically stayed on the road. He'd be back to check in, and I guess his parole officer, gave him permission to go do this stuff. But like I said, Dennis and Granddad were the only two males that I had had in my life that didn't were not pedophiles. I mean, you've seen the records of them all.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, the only one that didn't have one basically was Doug. So that's the crazy part about that story. Um. So
Doug
Hitch.
didn't. Doug doesn't have a criminal record. That's good.
Not
That's
that we
good.
not that we dug up on. No, but that's why it was shocking. There's like even news articles about his work with the Shriners and all that. So hitchhiking. How
Oh,
early did that start for you? Like hitchhiking to get away from home? 'Cause I think this
11 or 12.
started,
11 or 12.
oh, this was later. I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna kind of mix, your escapes and your good parts and how you got away from this into one chapter. So you gave me the story of the sidewalk biker, is what you called
Oh,
him.
Joe. TJ.
Yeah.
They called him TJ because he drank TJ Swan.
Okay. And you and he traveled across country to join the carnival or the circus or whatever
It was Carnival.
in
Uh,
Florida.
and yeah, it was in Florida. I believe it was Tampa. I know there where I could see when this police officer stopped me. I could see the carnival. That's how close I was to it
Mhm.
on the bridge. And I gave him all the information of Joe's sisters. And little did I know that my hard-headed damn grandmother had put me on the runaway list. I mean, she would mail pictures to the different, police places, and one of the police places was the one that this guy worked at. And it was funny. I'm sitting there. I'm giving all the address, man. I got this down. And as soon as I stopped, he said, "Victoria, just how stupid do you think I am?
And then you said the police station took up a collection to send you back home, correct?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Do you have any other good runaway stories? And now, well, the other thing to clarify. So you had said that your grandparents were in some sort of business that they knew all the sheriffs across country.
Yeah, they were pilot car. They
What is
ran
a pilot
pilot
car? I didn't even know that.
Have you ever seen like a wide load and the
Oh
car in
yeah, yeah.
front? They were the car in front of the car in back.
Okay, okay, all right.
That's how they knew, because I mean, if you got a wide load, you got to stop at every scale, and
Gotcha.
you've got to let the police know ahead of you. Look, we're coming in, and that's how she knew them. Like I
Okay.
said, grandma was like your Aunt Sue.
Mm-hmm.
But when that cop looked at me and said, "Victoria, how stupid do you think I am?" If I could have crawled in my own pocket, I would have. But I didn't even get to juvenile hall. They took up a collection, and boom, I was on my first plane trip, and they had a stewardess who was assigned to me, and she didn't let go of me until she put me in my granddad and my grandma's arms, and that's when you could still go to the gate and meet people literally coming off the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there's so many good stories. I mean, I can remember me, Doug, and Jamie and Granddad went out in the woods to cut wood for the stove, because they had this old cast iron stove.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, grandma used to kill me. She'd put like a pot of beans on that damn thing before she went to bed, and about 5 o'clock in the morning, that damn thing would go to smelling. And you know dang well, when you smell food that smells good, you ain't going back to sleep.
Mm-mm. Mouth starts to water.
Yeah, or she'd be cooking biscuits, homemade buttermilk biscuits. And my favorite was the biscuits, and she had the jam. Uh, it, it had real strawberries in it, not
Mm-hmm.
this crap you get at the store now. And there were there was times she'd go next door and milk the cow, the neighbor's cow. And I've churned butter before. I mean, and you're not gonna get anything that tastes better than milk straight from the cow, in my opinion. Some people don't like it. I love it.
So you were
Uh,
in the woods cutting
we
wood
were
with your grandpa. So we got to go back to that before you forget. That's where you're
Yeah,
going.
yeah, right. Anyway, me, Jamie, Doug were with Grandpa in a truck, and me and Doug, I mean, we're just got smiles ear to ear. There was 2 feet of fresh snow, and Granddad had cut down a tree and was cutting it into pieces. Me and Doug, we're happy go lucky. There's no Bill, there's no Sylvia. You can fuck up accidentally, and you're not going to get the crap beat out of you. Um, and me and Doug are carting the wood back to the truck, and Jamie's leaned up against the truck with the most sour look on his face. He didn't pick up one piece of wood, and I never could get it why he was that way. Because Grandma and Grandpa's was heaven compared to where we lived. You know, um, and then there was a time. I don't know what Grandma did to piss me off, but she was out in the garden. Now, Grandma weeds old school, 1 foot on each side of the row down there, or picking, same way. And she had made me mad about something. And Granddad had bought me a BB gun, a Daisy. And I saw Grandma out there, and her butt just looked like it had a target on it. And I stung her once with it. Like, went up like this. She thought it was a bee. I think I stung her 2 or 3 times. And I was rat. Like I said, I don't know how the hell she wasn't close. It didn't perforate the skin, but it did sting because I pumped that son of a bitch as hard as I could. And put the BB gun in the corner and went to get it the next day, and it was gone. And I looked everywhere, could not find that BB gun. And my cousin Sherry, my Uncle Dennis was in the hospital dying of cancer. This was just 6 years ago, 5 or 6 years ago. And me and Sherry were up there because they said, he's not going to last the night. And I was telling this story, and we thought Dennis was gone. We just thought his body was hanging on. And I'm sitting there talking about it, and I never saw that BB gun. And he, out of nowhere, he didn't sit up. He just didn't open his eyes. He said, "Yeah, I saw you were hurting Mom, and I threw the damn thing over the fence." And me and Sherry just busted up laughing because that's the last memory I've got of Dennis, and it's a good one. But I had so many good times with Grandma and Grandpa. I mean, they had a just down the road from us, there was a private zoo. I kid you not, a private zoo.
Like a
Grandma
petting
and
zoo?
Granddad had a private zoo.
But like a
Grandma-
petting zoo, not like a exotic animal zoo?
No. This was a private zoo. Nobody. There were no tourists. There was nothing. There was a gate. You couldn't get in, except
Okay.
Grandpa talked to the man. He had wolves. He had giraffes. He had an elephant, a chimpanzee. Let's see, what else did he have? But they were all in a habitat. They weren't in a cage.
Mm-hmm.
He had fenced everything off, good enough to keep them from jumping and running, but they still had like 5 acres each.
It's like free range.
Yeah, they had free range. That's the
Mhm.
word I was looking for. And Granddad took me up there, and he knew how much I loved animals. And I almost didn't go home. I'd have stayed there if I could.
Mm. That's cool.
Like I said, there's so many good memories that I have of Grandma and Grandpa. And that's a lot of people think I'm crazy that I was so happy to finally remember things, because at one point I couldn't remember anything from 14 backwards. And I mean anything, because your brain's not selective it's going to just erase all of that. And I didn't have those memories of Grandma and Grandpa. But when I got my memory back, I got the good with the bad. And the good is good enough, it's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
It's
This is going to be a nice chapter. And the last chapter I wrote came out really good too. So I think this is going to be a good pick me up before we close off the monster section of the book.
yeah.
And I'm gonna have to next interview we'll talk about the hitchhiking. If you can think of a couple more road stories that we can talk about the next time, think about this in between now and the next time we talk. Any hitchhiking stories you can come up with. So I'm gonna
I've
do a
got
chapter just on hitching.
I've got 1, 2, 3
Right.
good ones.
All right,
3 good ones. I mean,
write them down on a list. So the next time we're gonna roll through all those. I'm gonna do this next chapter just on your grandparents. And what were their names again? I want to make sure I have them right. I know I've got it somewhere.
Hugh Monahan.
Yeah, that's right.
Her maiden name was Martin. Philomena.
Philomena. Yeah, you and Philomena. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And so yeah, I'm gonna write this next chapter just on your grandparents because I think that's something that really didn't get, as I remember from what I've read. I haven't finished your book yet. I've got through like the first, but I got to where you were already talking about Sandy, but I don't think you even talked really much about your grandparents in that book. Not a lot.
I don't think I did either.
No. And
I don't think.
important.
And they were a pitiful. What's the word I'm looking for? Not a pitiful.
Pivotal.
Pivotal. That's what. Pivotal. Thank you. Part of my life, because without them and their influence,
Well, that's where you became to
I
love
wouldn't.
wrestling.
Huh?
That's where you got your love for wrestling. That's where it all started. So it's
Yep.
they're important.
Yep.
That's an important part. So all right, and you talked about the dinners that they used to have, the family dinners. What was your favorite dinner your grandmother would make?
Oh
Or
Lord.
grandfather? What was your favorite thing to have there? I'm sure there's something. I
Name
remember.
it. Name it. I mean, she could fry chicken. KFC ain't got nothing on my grandma. Nothing. They can keep their 11 herbs and spices. And she taught me. She didn't realize she was teaching me, but she taught me how to cook because I was right behind her. And I wasn't there to see, what she was cooking. I was trying to see how soon it was going to be done.
My grandma used to make us fancy meal. My grandmother, kind of cool. She went to Temple University, and that's where my papa met her. He fell in love with her, but she was engaged at that time. She was Sigma Phi Epsilon sweetheart, and she was responsible for serving Harry Truman when he went to Temple University. She was in charge of the whole dinner. So my grandmother actually served 2 presidents. Kennedy when he came to her house here in Gardner, and Truman when he went to Temple. And she was classmates with Norman Fell. You remember Norman Fell? Mr. Roper from Three's Company.
Oh, I know exactly who. Damn straight.
He was in love with her too, but she thought he was goofy looking. She shut him down. And but my grandmother knew how to cook. When we used to come here, she was very, very strict with how we ate. We sat at the table, and when we put our fork down, it went on the right. She showed us the book. This is where your fork goes when you put it down when you're in between eating. The top right-hand corner of your plate. And you never put your elbows on the table. If you put your elbows on the table, she looked at me. She was, Tommy, strong and able, get your elbows off the table. She was very it was like you ate and you ate the right way. But she made us things like vichyssoise, that cold potato soup. We loved it. As kids, it was like a treat to go eat cold potato soup. We loved it.
Right.
We thought it was the greatest thing ever. And that was one of my favorite things to have. She also made this onion soup, and I have all these recipes. This onion soup, it was called Schuler's onion soup. It was a German onion soup, and it was made with beer. And
Schuler's. Why is that name familiar?
And it was like a thick, like a onion stew. I think it was called Schuler's onion stew. It was thick. It was made with beer, and it was delicious. And that was a huge treat when we'd come here. So, but she would have us over, and she'd always make these fancy dinners for us. And she'd light candles, and that was the other thing she did. I remember when I was a kid. It was one of my favorite things she did is I loved Louis Armstrong. and Nat King Cole. And she sat by her radio all day. And every time a Louis Armstrong song came on her neck, she taped it on a cassette and made me
Oh,
made me mix
wow.
made me mixtapes.
She
She
probably
said,
made the first mixtape ever.
yeah, and she'd bring them to me. Yeah,
Yeah.
she was the sweetest lady ever. To me, my mother said she was abusive and mentally ill and all this stuff, but she was the best grandmother a person could ask for. She was so wonderful. I loved her. I remember um, uh, when she was sick. When she was sick, she got Alzheimer's eventually. But we were at the Christmas party, and all my friends were there. The employee Christmas party at work. And my grandparents were there because my dad owned the business, and he would have my grandparents there every year. And a slow song came on, and I asked her to dance with me. And so we're slow dancing because she loved to slow dance. And she looked up at me and she went, "Don't tell anybody else, but you will always be my favorite." And I was like, that was such a, and she was just at the beginning of her Alzheimer's at that point. And
Right.
such a
That's a
special
good
moment.
memory. That's a good
Uh,
memory.
She was beautiful. She was great. But all right, I'll let you go. So next time, hitchhiking stories, okay? I got a lot to work on now with this grandparents chapter. And if you think of anything else you want in it, you let me know, okay? But I think
I will.
I got a good base here to work off of.
Right. Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff we're covering that's not in the other book. So I don't even think you talked about your brother Scott and the AIDS thing.
I don't think I did.
So that's the thing. There's so much, and I don't want to say good stuff, like, but I mean, there's so much meat on this bone, like that wasn't like in your first telling of it. You know, it's I think
Right.
for you, it's a lot easier rather than just trying to regurgitate everything as you were. You know, you're just going off memory like in rapid fire. Whatever came to mind, you're kind of writing down. Kind of the way it felt. Being able to work through things here. And then sometimes I got to go through 3-4 interviews to find, like in my mind, when I hear it, I'm like, this goes here, this goes here, this goes here. I got to kind of go through 3-4 interviews to get it all in place where I am like,
Yep.
yeah, this works, this flows. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
That's what
Hey,
happened
I
with
got
this
you.
last
I
chapter.
got you.
This last chapter, you told me the story about Scott. That's why I came back and asked you again about Scott. But you told me about James in one interview. That was like 2 or 3 interviews ago. And then you had mentioned when we were talking, we started talking about Scott, and then you mentioned James in that interview, and I was like, there's my segue. There's my segue. I can use James living in that house and then moving out, and then Scott moving in because he heard from James where you live. There's my segue, my connection. That's how I tie those 2 stories together. It's like, but sometimes it's 3-4 interviews.
I got it.
You know what I mean? But it comes together.
You do what you do best, and I like the way you're doing it. I really do.
I'm gonna send you all of it tomorrow. I'm gonna send you all 5 chapters and the prologue in an email. Give it a read. I think it's all really good. And if there's anything you want to add to any of it, tell me. Make notes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I think you're gonna think that they tie together nicely, and I'm able to jump around timeline, but keep it relative. So it's
right.
You know what I mean? Once we get to wrestling, we're gonna stick to wrestling. We're not gonna have to jump back and forth. And then after wrestling, obviously we'll go into your husband Jack, or the birth of your son and his name was your husband's name. I remembered it today.
My first
John what?
David Clifton. That's my first
Clifton.
husband.
John Clifton. I remembered that. Somehow I didn't have to go back. I remembered his name was John Clifton. I don't know how I did that, but I was able to put that in this chapter.
Well, he wanted me to name my son a junior.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, but have you ever met a junior that was worth anything?
Well, Ken Griffey Jr.
Okay, well, maybe one. Nope. I named him John David Lee Clifton. Now that gave everybody 3 names that they could call him: John, David, or Lee. No, they named him JC. He went just to piss, just to piss the people off at school. They said, come as your uh most admired person. So he because they had nicknamed him JC, he went as Jesus Christ.
No, wait, you gave him you put Lee in his name,
Yeah, because I didn't want him to be a junior.
but after Leotis?
No, no, actually no, because at that time, neither when I went to when I signed the papers of what his name was, nobody had been with me from Saturday night to Monday, other than Dolores Whitley. To Monday, I had my son uh Sunday morning. I believe it was Sunday morning, 10:02, I think. But the only person that was with me through the whole thing was my friend Dolores Whitley. You
Mhm.
know, Lee and John were out doing what crackheads and alcoholics do, and it wasn't making sure I was all right.
All right. Well, we'll cover that road when we get to it. That'll
Yeah.
be it. Because I want to go through everything. I don't want to just be like end on your wrestling, because I think that that's one thing that a lot of biographies will do is they'll end on that high note of, oh, okay, and then they won the belt and boom, it's over. You know what I mean? Like you'll see a movie and it's like, oh, Rocky won, beat Apollo Creed. Story's over. There's a story after that, and you had your
Yeah.
and your downs after, and now we'll end the story with you and getting back into doing shows and connecting with fans and taking your health back. I think that that's where you end the story, is where we are, and maybe we even talk about the Scotty Rushing Abdul the Butcher drama in this book. We'll see where I'm at with Abby, but I think that stuff has got its place as a good story.
Oh, I wish you could have been here when I had him on the phone. I wish you could have been here.
Yeah.
I did not take a breath.
Hannibal, that guy that did the podcast, posted a picture of Abby at the CAC in his suit, holding his award, and they said, "Remember this suited picture the next time that Abby goes on GoFundMe and claims poverty." Yeah, that's what he said.
Wow.
But you know what? They were all dressed to the nines, weren't they? When they walked in there.
That dress and jewelry she had on, that was a chunk of change. I can tell you that.
Every day.
I'll bet you that dress was in the $200 to $300 range.
I mean, she does make her own clothes, but
Oh well, there's your answer.
yeah, she does. She's I know that person. She does. She makes her own clothes. And she was in before she was with Abby, she did fashion. She was in, so that I will say, I'm not, but that's what Hannibal said though. He's like, and people were like, he put it out there, like, remember that next day, because he's obviously pissed that he's not getting paid what he wanted for it. But, and then the other thing I saw on today, somebody posted a picture of Magnum PA with his toy and said, I guess somebody had posted that picture about the toys eventually coming out, but I guess everybody's still getting notifications on pushbacks on production of those toys. So people are pissed.
Yeah, because they did pre-sales, didn't they?
I guess so, yeah.
Magnum has had his toy since, hang on, I'm trying.
With the prototype?
No, he had it in the box. He had several of them.
Customers still aren't getting them.
of Magnum.
Yeah, because that's the picture they posted was of Magnum and his toy, and I guess there was also one of Kerry Morton from the Rock and
Kerry
Roll
who?
Express. Kerry Morton of the Rock and Roll Express.
Rock and Roll Express was Robert Gibson and
It was part of the
I can't hear a
series.
word you're I can't hear a word you're saying, and you've gone black. We'll talk. We'll talk Tuesday, okay?
Oh, it was the guy from the Rock and Roll Express.
Ricky Morton or Robert Gibson. I didn't. All I heard was det. I'll talk to you later. All right,
Ricky Morton. All right.
Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson. That's the Rock and Roll Express.
Yes. Yeah, but the toy. I think the toy was of Ricky Morton. And there were three of them. They had three guys they made toys of, and Magnum was one of them in the series.
Yeah, that was the second set that came out.
Well, this, I guess, whatever it was, his toy was one of them that people haven't gotten.
Huh. Well, me and the girls are supposed to be in there. Me and Velvet and Judy. And I doubt that WWE is going to let Patty sign off, get her toy.
Oh, so you're talking to these people about doing it?
Say what?
So you're talking to these people about doing a toy?
Oh no, they approached me.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, now get this. I'm in my car in a rest area. I've been homeless for a week, and Greg Gagne calls me up and wants to make a doll of me. And I sat there for like 10 minutes after I talked to him. It was just so ironic,
Mm-hmm.
It was just so ironic. They sent me a contract that I could sign online.
Yeah. Well, my son's flipping out on my wife. I gotta go figure out what's going on.
All right, go ahead.
All right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Call back your adopted son or daughter.
Okay.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, bye, dear.
Bye.